Hello, guys. This is Tab. How are you doing today? It's Friday. I am on live, and right now I have the guy that came out to cut my grass, and I have my neighbor's dogs that are barking because the guy's cutting the grass during the same time that I decided that I was going to go live on my lunch break. So hopefully you can still hear me during this time. But I wanted to jump on this morning because, this afternoon, I was sitting in my bed, getting up, and just laying there. And in the midst of getting up, God began to drop these two words in my spirit. It was choices and options. Choices and options. And I'm like, God, what are you talking about on a Friday? Choices and options. And we began to have this whole dialogue. And I just wanted to get on this afternoon and ask you this question. How are you handling the different options that you have in your life? Options are things, they're people, they're places, they're opportunities that God just drops in your lap, things that you don't even ask for. How are you handling those options? If you're not doing anything with it, it means that you're not making a choice. A choice is to take that option and to do something with it. So that's the question I have for you on this Friday. What are you doing with the options that life is presenting to you on this day? It made me think about the book of Genesis, and I'm a Bible chick, so I went into the Bible and I'm in the book of Genesis, and it took me to the first option and choice that was really presented that I could see in text. And it was in Genesis chapter number 1, and it was in verse number 26. And it was saying that after these 6 days rather, of God making stuff, he was making stuff, making. And every time he made something, he was like, that's good. And I made this, and that's good. And he made this, and that's good. And he got down to the 6th day, and he decided that he was going to create you and me, man and woman, and create them in his image. And when he looked at everything that he did, the Bible tells us in verse number on the 6th day 31 that he said that it was very good. Hey Gwen, I see Gwen is watching. Hey sis, he said that when he did all of these things, everything else was good. But when he got down to you and he got down to me, he said, very good. And then I also found in this text that there were some choices that were being presented. There was this option that was just dropped in the lap of Adam. He didn't ask for it. He didn't say, hey, I want to have some more stuff that some benefits of being in this position. God just gave it to him. It says, hey, Tatara, it says in the Bible, it says in verse 26 that after he got done making man in his image, in verse 28, it says, then God blessed them. Then God blessed them. Have you ever received a blessing? Have you ever received a blessing that has come from a person or it's come from a situation and it just dropped in your lap and you're like, oh my goodness, didn't ask for it. Adam didn't ask to be blessed, but the text says, then God blessed them. So it made me look at it. I'm like, wow. Blessing, it was a gift that was given. But then I started reading a little bit further, and it says after he blessed them, he said to them, be fruitful and multiply. Now you have a choice. Now they were in a position where they have a choice. Are you going to just keep the blessing, or are you going to do something with it? That's the question I have for you on this Friday. What are you doing with the blessings that God has given you? Are you handling them like they're still options? Like they're just sitting there and you got stuff to pick from, but you're not moving with them. You're not doing anything. You're not bringing forth increase with them. You're not seeing how you can connect and hook up and really grow and benefit and bring forth some good stuff. Are you just still handling it like an option, or are you making a choice? It comes down to this point of the matter where you can no longer procrastinate. You got to decide, look, this is what I want to do. I'm either in or I'm not. I'm feeling it or I'm not feeling it. I want to take this thing and grow it and multiply it. And this is where I really, really got excited. Y'all know I start looking up words. I find one word, then I look it up, and I find another word, and I look it up. Hey, Stacy. So I found the word. I said, when it says to be fruitful, what does that really mean? He gave them the choice. He's like, you're blessed. But what are you going to do with it? Well, to bring forth, when you look up the word fruitful, it means to bring forth. So you can have a blessing that has been presented to you, but are you going to bring forth something out of it? You can have a blessing, an opportunity that is just dropped in your lap, but are you going to grow? The other word means that you're going to grow. When you are being told to be fruitful, that you're going to grow, that it's going to enhance you, that you're going to have increase out of it. What are you doing? I'm going to keep asking that question. What are you doing with the blessings that God has put before you? What are you doing with it? Are you just sitting on it? Are you just hanging out saying, you know what? It's going to be there after a while. Hey, baby sister. I see my sister Doris watching. What are you going to do? What are you going to do with this blessing? He gave them a choice to make. He said, I want you to be fruitful. And not only that, it says, and multiply. When I looked up the word multiply, multiply means to do it in abundance. There are some blessings that I don't want you guys to miss out on, where God is saying, I'm just going to send people your way. I'm going to send the help that you've been looking for. I'm going to send the connection that you needed. I'm going to send an opportunity. I'm going to send some finances. I'm going to send some checks in the mail. I'm going to drop some. Now, ooh, that just hit me right there. Stimulus check. What did you do with your stimulus check if you got a stimulus check? Please don't tell me you went and you did something that was not going to add value, that was not going to contribute to you increasing as a person, increasing in your life. You know, when you buy stuff and you get these clothes and jewelry, I wear them. It's cute. I love it. I like to dress up, y'all. But at the end of the day, it is time for as a people, for us to get into this mindset that I have got to take the blessings that God is putting before me, and I got to put them to work in a way that it's fruitful and that it's multiplying in abundance, so that it is going to bring increase in my life, that it's going to bring forth, it's going to take me somewhere. It's going to make me move into a different dimension of life. God, what are you doing? I'm going to ask it again. What are you doing with the choices, the blessings that God is putting before you? I want you to do something with it. Here's why I say do something with it, because it may not always be there where you have an opportunity to make that choice. I don't want you to allow procrastination to put you in a position where something that was sent, or a person that was sent to enhance you, is now gone. You know, we have this thing at work where I work at, and it's called stock options, right? And I'm not going to talk about money. I just want you to hear the example. We have this opportunity that comes around once a year, and every so often, like, you can always buy stock in a company, but every so often the company makes a decision that they want to share. They want to just give us some shares to the company. But here's the thing, you got to opt out. You got to opt in or opt out. You got to decide, I want to take, let's say that this is the share. I want to take this share, and I'm saying I'm in. I want to do something with it. So you normally have to sign the dotted line. You have to say that I'm in, I want it, I'm making this investment. Yes, give me what you're trying to offer. But if you don't put your name on the dotted line, if you don't do anything with the option that is presented for you, it stays with the person that was trying to bless you. So we had a lot of people in our organization, unfortunately, and I work in HR, and we were telling them, we were encouraging them, guys, we were educating them, take advantage of this. They are giving you portions of this company, and it's not a small company. We are a $19 billion organization. We are international, worldwide, in countries all over. And some people did not take advantage. They didn't take advantage of the blessing that was being presented to them. They didn't make a choice. They used it as an option. They just left the option there, and they didn't make a choice. And as a result, it was a window of time. It was a window of time. And we were telling them, hey guys, the stock option, it closes on this date. It's the deadline. You can buy some if you want. If you don't, you don't have to, but you got to make a decision. You have to get involved in the process, because if not, you don't get the benefits. Why am I saying that? I'm tying it into you today in life. Are you making some decisions, or are you still just letting it sit on the table? Let me tell you, and I'm just telling you this in the spirit that God has given me, that window of opportunity may not always be there. I don't want you to miss your blessings. Make a decision, make a decision, make a decision, make a choice, decide what it is. And when God gives you something for free, everybody is not coming to try to get something out of you. Everybody's not trying to use you. Everybody, hey Sam, hello. Everybody's not trying to take advantage. Everybody doesn't have an agenda. Some people are coming into your life because they have been sent. Some of them don't even know they were sent. They were ushered in. God said, I want you to give into that person's bosom. God said, I want you to take care of that. Have you ever been in that situation where you were the one and you're like, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I just need to tell you this. I need to give you this. I'm joining you. I'm linking up with you. I'm going to help you. You don't know why. You can't even take credit for it, but you know that you don't really have an option. It's because you were sent by God to bless somebody else. So when you are the recipient and God is sending someone in your life, I want you to be wise. I want you to use discernment, but I don't want you to miss that opportunity to walk into the blessing that is being sent your way. I don't want you to continue to treat choices as options and do nothing with it. As long as you sit in a position of procrastination, as long as you sit and just observe, as long as you just hang out, you are handling that as if it's still an option. And I've just come to tell you there is a window that is closing in on you, and it's not pressure. It's not to force you to do something. It's to get you to act. It's to get you to do something. You know, I put a post out last night and I was like, you know, it's wonderful when you finally figure out what it is you want in life, but it's hot when you decide to move on it. That's when it gets hot. That's when it gets sexy. That's when it gets entertaining. That's when it's like we on and we popping. That's when you know that, wait a minute. And here's the thing, you may not always be successful. Sometimes you may make an option and make a choice out of an option and it doesn't go the way that you expected. But if you take that as an opportunity to learn, if you take that as an opportunity to say, you know what, I went after it because I wanted it, I desired it. I said, you know what, I'm not going to continue to sit by and let opportunities pass me by. I'm not going to continue to sit by and watch other people get blessed. I'm going to get in there and I'm going to learn the do's and the don'ts, but I won't learn it if I won't even try. I'm telling you guys, do something with the blessings that are coming your way. Act on it. There are people that God is trying to pair you up with that mean you no harm. There are still some good, genuine people in the world that just want to help. There are still some good, genuine people that just want to see you succeed. There are some good, genuine people that just want to cheer you on. They're not trying to be your groupie. They're just trying to cheer you on. They're just trying to let you know that they see something in you. They see some value in you. They see something that you bring to the table. And for some of them, they're like, I want to link up. Who wants to link up with stuff that ain't going nowhere? Who wants to link up with a person that's not prospering? Who wants to link up with somebody that isn't moving in a positive direction? No, there are people that are coming and they're linking up with you because they're saying, I see it, I like it, I want to be a part of something that's good. But if you don't make a choice, you are going to miss the benefits that are coming in the resources of people, and the resources of things, and the resources of opportunities. Do not let blessings pass you by. And let me tell you where it gets really to this fact of the matter where you've got to decide, right? You've got to decide, because to do nothing is a decision. Can I tell you that? To do nothing is a decision. To just sit there and there's a time, don't get me wrong, where you got to discern. But there's a time when you got to take that discernment and you just got to bust a move. You just got to go for it. You just got to get into action and just let the chips fall where they may and say, God, you know what? Help me out here. I'm following your lead. I'm going out into the water. I'm stepping out the boat, but I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to make a choice. I am going to not just sit here and procrastinate and let this option sit on the table. Hey, Dino, I'm going to do something with it. Thank you, Angela. Come on. Yes, I'm going to do something with it. There's this other book in the Bible, it's called Deuteronomy, right? And in Deuteronomy, it talks about all of the benefits that come when you decide to do something with the blessing. It's in Deuteronomy chapter 8, and it says that when you decide that you're going to just do something with the blessing, when you decide and you get into this mindset that I am blessed, how do you know that you're blessed? You may say, Tab, well, wait a minute. I'm not blessed because I'm not connected in church yet. I'm not blessed because I haven't given my life to the Lord yet. Let me tell you, let me go back to where I started. It says in Genesis chapter number 1, verse 28, when God made man in his image, he said, then he blessed them. You are blessed without even asking to be blessed. God decided that he was going to bless you when he created you. It is in the word, verse 28 of chapter 1 in the book of Genesis. It was something that was just given to you. But now you have to make a choice. And Deuteronomy takes us into the choice. Yes, stepping out on faith. It takes us into the choice. God has given you the option. You can be blessed or you can be cursed. What do you want to do with your life? What do you want to do with the things that God is saying? I'm trying to give this to you. I'm trying to give this person to you. I'm trying to give this option to you. I'm trying to open up this door of opportunity. But what are you going to do with it? Are you going to say, you know what? I agree with you, God. I am blessed and I'm very good because he said it. Or are you going to say, I still don't know? Let me tell you the benefits that come with being blessed and walking in that blessing. Deuteronomy chapter 28 says that when people are blessed, when they make the choice to say, you know what, I agree. I am going to act as if I'm blessed. I'm going to walk in the blessings. I hear you, Miss Kathy. I hear you. I am going to be blessed in the city. That's what Deuteronomy says. When you make the choice, I'm going to be blessed in the city. I'm going to be blessed in the country. The fruit of my body is going to be blessed. The produce of my body is going to be blessed. So what is that fruit? Remember again, it said be fruitful and multiply. Not only are you going to be blessed in the city and in the country, you're going to be blessed where you're at. Not only that, but you're going to bring forth, because that's what fruitful means, right? You're going to grow, you're going to increase, and you're not only going to do it, I speak the word of God over your life. It says be fruitful and multiply. You're going to do it in abundance. That's when you choose to say, I'm blessed. Deuteronomy says, I'm blessed when I come in and I'm blessed when I go out. So not only are you blessed where you're at, your movement is blessed. Oh, thank you. Your movement is blessed. Have you decided that you're going to just let the option sit there and do nothing with it? You're not going to move on it? How can God bless that? It's contrary. He says you're blessed when you come in, you're blessed when you go out. When you start moving, he moves with you. You know, Ludacris used to sing this song, when you move, I move, just like that. Guys, it's time for us to move. There's another rapper. Y'all know I like other kind of music too. I'm not just a gospel girl. And in that particular song, he was like, you know, just bust the move. Y'all remember that song? If you want it, you got it. If you want it, baby, you got it. And in the song, he says, now bust a move. Y'all remember that song? Y'all hearting me. Y'all feeling me. If you want it, you got it. He gave you blessings. In the first book of the Bible, he says, we are blessed. Just dropped it in your lap. But are you going to do something with it? Are you going to do something with it? What else does it says in Deuteronomy 28? It's because you're blessed, your enemies will be defeated before your face. They will come up at you one way, and they're going to have to flee out 7 other ways. Because you decide to move. Some of us won't move because we're like, ooh, you know, if I move, I'm going to fall on my face. So if I move, it may not be successful. If I move, oh, my daddy's watching. Hey, daddy, if I move and do something, what if it doesn't work out right? What if people laugh at me? What if people mock me? What if people come up against me? What if I lose? If you walk in the scripture of making the choice to be blessed, it says your enemies, the people that come up against you, can I tell you before your face, before you're going to watch them. You're going to watch them get defeated. You will not be in a position where weapons forming against you are going to prosper. That's against the word of God. So all of it has to come together. So you can't continue to operate in procrastination. You can't continue to drag your feet. You got to go on and make a choice about it. Don't sit on the blessing. It's no longer an option. Make a choice. It says that when you decide to do something, your storehouse is going to be blessed. Your hands are going to be blessed. The land that you live in is going to be blessed. And then what gets me, it gets so good. It gets so good that later on in Deuteronomy, he goes on to say, he said that I will open up good treasures of heaven. I will open up this good treasure of heaven, and I will bless all the works of your hand. All the works of your hand. Now, works is a verb. You know, I used to be a teacher, a high school teacher, right? So I'm about to bring some English back to you. Works is a verb. That means it's an action word. It's not a sit back and observation word. It's not a noun. It's not a place. It's not a thing. It's an action word. It means you got to do something with it. Tab, what do I do with it? Let's go back to Genesis chapter 1, verse 28. Be fruitful. What does be fruitful mean? Bring forth. Take the blessing and do something with it. Bring forth something good out of it. What else does it mean to be fruitful? Grow. Take the blessing and grow with it. What else does it mean? Increase. Take the blessing and create increase. But if you don't work it, it won't work. And I say that to you in faith. If you won't work it, it won't work. Guys, we got to stop treating everything like it's an option. We've got to get the courage to go on and make a decision. We've got to get the courage to go on and move. The end of that scripture says that you will lend and not borrow. You're the head and not the tail. You're above and not beneath. And we always jump on the latter part. But there's some things that you got to do in the beginning so that you can get in position to be the head. There's some things that you got to do in the beginning so that you can be in position so that you can lend and not always got to ask people, can you give me this and will you give me that? There's some things that you got to do so you can be in position so that you can be above and not beneath. And how does that tie back? The word never contradicts itself. When he said that you're going to be fruitful and multiply in Genesis chapter 1, he said that I'm giving you dominion, authority. I talked about that earlier this week. I'm giving you authority. Authority over what? Over the fish of the sea. Everything that's beneath you, I'm giving you authority of it. Oh my goodness. Everything that is beneath you, I am giving you authority over it. He said, not only that, I'm giving you dominion over the birds of the air. Everything that you think is above your head, above your pay grade, above your level, is more educated, has a little bit more experience, has the upper hand. They've been extended some gratuities that you didn't get. He said, I'm giving you authority over it. Everything that you're looking at that you think is bigger than you, he has given you authority over it. He said, and I also give you dominion over every living thing that moves on the earth. That's everything that's on your level. Whew. I got excited about that. Everything that's on your level. So now let me go back to the enemies, the things that are trying to come up against you. Do y'all remember it says I think it's in the Psalm. It is in the Psalm where he says, not only I'm going to bless you, I'm going to anoint your head at the table in the presence of your enemy. Y'all trying to get y'all enemy away from you. I want mine to sit at the table. Because that's a part of the equation. How can he anoint my head with oil with my enemies sitting at the table if I keep running them off? Come watch me work. Come watch me do what God has called me to do. Come watch me move out of procrastination and start making some things and making some stuff happen. Come watch me do what God has said. I gave you the skill set. I sent you the resources. I sent this person to link up with you. I sent this person to bless you with some finances. I sent this person to speak a word of encouragement. Come watch what I'm about to do now. But you got to decide if you want to do something with the blessing. So I just wanted to encourage you on this Friday as you go into your weekend and the malls of Georgia are starting to open up. What are you going to do with the financial blessings that God has allowed you to store up during this pandemic? I'm getting in your business. Don't drop now. Don't drop now. Come on now. What are you going to really do with those blessings? Do you really need another pair of shoes? Do you really need another outfit? Do you really need to get what you want to spend your money on? Or do you need to go into the grocery store and cook you some healthy food? Do you need to go onto the laptop and pull up what stock options are available during this season? Do you really need to go on and say, you know what? I'm going to the bank instead and I'm going to open up a savings account. And if I can't put but $5 in it, I'm putting $5 in it. And every time I get a little bit more change, I'm going to keep adding and adding because I want to have a different type of emergency fund. I want to have a different type of access. I don't want to have to wait for a stimulus check to bail me out. The Bible says that I am a lender. I'm not a borrower. I don't want to have to wait for income tax refund to come to help me to go and do some things that I was waiting to do. I want to become my own storehouse. Some of us are blessed. We're blessed. We're blessed. We're blessed, but we're treating our blessings as if they're still options and we're not doing anything with it. Options are just things that are presented in front of you. A, B, C, D, 1, 2, this person, this decision, this job, or this job. Some of you have had recruiters calling. Oh, I feel that. Recruiters that are just trying to get you to come and just talk about a new opportunity and you're scared to take the call. Some of you know that where you're at, this isn't working anymore and you're scared to get that resume together. Woo. Some of you know that you have an opportunity, you got a gift, you got a business plan, you got an idea, and you just need somebody to link up with you so that you can get that stuff going, but you're scared to move because what if it won't work? Well, what if it will work? What if you have the next best business out there? What if you have the next best book that is supposed to be written? What if you have the next best building that you're supposed to go ahead and invest in so that you can turn around and create an opportunity for others to be employed? I want you to get from the small-minded thinking. Are you always going to work for somebody every day of your life? Or are you going to take some of those gifts and those talents and those blessings and those opportunities and say, you know what? I decided I'm going to bring forth in this season. I'm deciding that I am going to grow in this season. I am deciding that there's going to be increase all around me in this season. I am deciding that I'm not only going to do it, but I'm going to multiply it. I'm going to do it in abundance. Work it, guys. Work it, work it, work it. Stop procrastinating. Stop giving the excuses. Encourage yourself. And if you got to replay this long-winded Friday morning or afternoon Facebook message from me hearing my voice over and over again, then save it and replay it. But I'm telling you, you were blessed from the beginning of time. It says it in the book of Genesis. And God doesn't bless stuff. He doesn't bless people if he is not looking for you to do something with it. So take your blessings. Take every person that is coming your way in this season. Discern them. Still use your discernment. But when you see it's someone that's genuine, that means you no harm, that wants to see you succeed, I challenge you to lock up with them in this season. Link arms with them in this season. Go to battle with them in this season. Don't let the door and the window of opportunity close in on you. Because here's the thing about people. When people really just want to bless you and they know that it's something that God has put inside of them and they got to release it, they're not going to wait for you to receive it. They're not going to wait for you to decide if you're going to receive it. There is a burden that is placed upon the giver that I've got to release this thing. I've got to, our Pastor Tate made some declarations, some financial declarations with us last Wednesday for Bible study. And the seed can't grow if you don't put it in the ground. There are some people that have seed and they just want to put it in some fertile ground. And if you won't open up your soil, then they're going to find some more soil because they're not going to be left and held accountable and responsible for not doing what they were supposed to do, which was to release. So if someone is coming and they're just trying to bless you, be good soil that they can deposit into. And then do your part. Do your part. Work it. Work it. Work it. Work it. Work it. What's the word for Friday? The two words, work it. Work it. Work it. Tab, is too early for this. I done worked all weekend. I want you to work for yourself now. Work it. Work it. Work it. Work it. I want you to start thinking of the things that you keep saying you want to do. I want you to push procrastination out of the way. And I want you to replace it. Work it, work it, work it. I want you to think of those dreams. Work it, work it, work it. I want you to think of the stuff that you said you were going to do at home. Work it, work it, work it. The things that you said you were going to do with your family. Work it, work it, work it, work it. There's somebody trying to come into your life and all they're trying to do is bless you. Yeah, they want to connect. They want to connect in the right way. They're not trying to make you fall. They're just trying to love you. Some of y'all don't know how to receive love in this season because you've been hurt. Everybody's not trying to hurt you. I don't know where I got there, but I'm going there. Look, if somebody's trying to genuinely love you, work it, work it, work it. Be loved. What is wrong with being loved in this season? You can be loved in a pandemic, boo. It's okay. Be loved. It's all right. God is sending gifts, resources, people your way. Guys, make a choice. Make a choice. Do not continue to treat those things as an option. Don't continue to treat it as an option. So that's my Friday word for you. Not saying that I will come on all the time, but as I get excited, y'all know what I do. I try to share. I try to give back. So I hope that this will give you some form of encouragement and remind you that you were blessed again from the beginning of time. And you were blessed not to just sit on the things that are coming your way. You were blessed to do something with it. Do something with it in this season. Do something with it in this season. Please, 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 please. Because the other thing in Deuteronomy, there's a whole nother chapter. Oh my gosh. And I think it's chapter 29 that talks about the curses, right? It says that, if you're not blessed, then you're cursed. That's the opposite. You're either one or the other. And if you're choosing not to be blessed, then what you've really did is you've made the choice to be cursed. If going back to the example I gave you earlier, if you're choosing not to accept the stock option, then you're choosing that you don't get the benefits of it. There are blessings that come with being blessed. And there are curses that come because you're not blessed, right? The Bible puts it this way. It says in Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 19, it says, I present before you life and death, blessings and cursing. And he says, choose life. Choose life. So if life is over here and death is over here, and over here with life is blessings, life and blessings then go together. You got it. You figured it out. And that means death and cursings go together. In this season, choose life. Choose blessings. Choose blessings. Choose blessings. Did she say it again? Yep. Let's say it one more time. One more time. One more time. Choose blessings. Guys, have a beautiful Friday. I love you so very much. You know that I do. I love you so very much. And because I love you, I want you to move this season. I want you to get out of procrastination. I want you to make the decision that I am going to accept the fact that from the beginning of time, it was declared over my life that I was blessed. Genesis chapter 1, verse 28 said it. I'm blessed. And if I want to be blessed, then I've got to walk in the opportunities that blessings bring. And that's walking in the opportunity of being fruitful and of multiplying. And you can't do that unless you work it. You can't do that unless you work it. So don't be afraid to move. Don't be afraid to grow. Don't be afraid to bring forth in this season. Don't be afraid to increase in this season. This thing of being embarrassed to be blessed, come on, what is that about? What is that really about? That's fear. That's fear. I want you to be proud of the fact that you're blessed. And I want you to be excited when God drops resources in your lap. But I don't want you to let those resources die. And I don't want you to opt out because you're not moving on them. Again, use discernment. Use discernment. Angela, I see it. I love you too, sis. I love you too. Use discernment. But don't discern yourself out of a blessing. Don't discern yourself out of an opportunity that has a window that's closing. Don't discern yourself to the point where people that are trying to just bless you get frustrated and they're like, look, I got to release this thing because I'm obligated by God. And if you don't want it, I got to find somewhere else to give it. And it's not that I wasn't committed. It's not that I was wishy-washy, but I have an assignment. I've been assigned to bless you. And I can't force you to receive it. I don't want you to miss out on one good thing, not one good thing. It is time for the people of God to say, you know what? I want to be blessed. And we hear it. It's a blessing to be a blessing. Then in order to do that, that means you gotta, to be a blessing, again, going back to them English words, action word. So it's not just to get the blessing and not do something with it. It's a blessing to be a blessing. Don't just wait in this season. Don't just wait in the season for things to come, but wait, and when they come, do something with it. Do something with it. Add more value to your life. Add more value to your family. Add more value to the things that you really want to pass down from generation to generation. Don't just sit on stuff and let it evaporate and let it go to the wayside. You're too good for that. You're too special for that. And if God orchestrates resources and people to just come your way to help you out, to take you to the next level, you're too special in his eyes to not take advantage of those opportunities. So remember, guys, this is a season where you really do have the authority. I talked about it earlier this week. You have the authority to decide life, death, blessings, cursings. And I'm going to tell you and end with this just the way the Bible says. Choose life. Have a super Friday. Again, I love you. I really, really do. I really, really, really do. And I want you to prosper. Not only financially, I want you to prosper in your relationships. I want you to prosper. I want you to prosper in the things that you decide to put your hand to. As the Bible says, I want you to prosper where you're at. I want you to prosper where you go. I want the things that you hold on to prosper, and I want the things that you decide to release to prosper. I want you to prosper in this season. Choose life. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. And if you think that this will help somebody else, share the message. Share the message. We should all be looking for ways to keep others encouraged. Share the message. Help someone else to get out of that seat of procrastination and make some choices in this season. Some healthy choices. Help someone to make some healthy choices in this season so that they can walk in the blessings that God has already ordained for them to have. Have a super Friday. Have an awesome weekend. Be mindful of what you decide to put your money in. Be mindful for what you decide to put your money in. Like, is she in my finances? Yes, because I don't want you to keep giving away everything that God is giving to you. Some things you got to take it and you got to flip it so that it can make money for you versus just spending it and it's gone. Have a good day. Love you. Bye. Mwah. Happy Friday.